Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good, good. Hey everybody, we are live. I'm so excited to announce Stephanie Ramos as new Double Diamond. Hey Steph.
Woo!
And Yami as Diamond. I'm so excited for you guys.
Yay.
Yami, by the way, you look so adorable.
Oh, thanks. I actually went like this. We went to the mall, so I have my lanyard on.
Nice.
And we had a little meeting there, so I actually bought this weekend with my Raps cash, so excited.
Yay! And happy belated birthday, Miss.
Thank
Woo!
you. Thank you.
So excited to announce. Are you excited? Hold on, hold on. In the background.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm so excited. Why is that?
That was weird.
I think that was me.
Oh, Steph.
I'm sorry. I just noticed something. Is that Lily again doing that? But that was me this time. I'm sorry.
So, Yami, how does it feel to have earned your $10,000 bonus?
Well, it really didn't feel like real until like the 15th of this month, when it was like 2 days before commissions came early, so it was like, yes. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it's my birthday this weekend, and I can spend like money on myself. So then I was like, I'm gonna go shopping. Like, I've never gone shopping for myself. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give myself a $500 limit. I'm like, can you hear yourself? Like, $500, like that's a lot of money. Like before, like I would go shopping, I'd be like, okay, Yami, you could spend like $50, because you have to pay this and this and that. And then like now it's like, you know, and it's awesome going diamond because like you get so much. You actually have a team, like it's an actual like team, like a huge team. And I just finished charting yesterday for double diamond. So like now I'm working on that, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like I can't even like
Oh
believe it.
my
Like,
God! Wait. So you mean to tell me you're fully charted for Double Diamond?
Yes,
Wow,
she
I'm so
is.
excited! I'm totally gonna post that on Instagram and Facebook. Because I feel horrible because I never know when someone's promoting unless Stephanie tells me or
really?
John tells me, or if it's my personal, then I know. So if you don't tell me, I forget. So half the time people,
No.
Stephanie's
No,
like,
it
hey,
just
by the way, so and so got Ruby. I'm like, yay! Let me congratulate them.
Yeah.
I know more of what's going on, but with this full-time job, which soon will come to an end, yeah.
No, yeah, it's a lot to keep a track of. No, thank you.
Hard.
I mean,
It is
it
hard.
was it was really like a lot of hard work at the beginning of the month. But like, to be honest, when as soon as I hit diamond, I kind of felt like, like surreal. Like I was like, I I don't know, like it really didn't hit me. And then I was like, but then they said that the bonuses were extended, and I texted Stephanie, and I was like, you know what? Like I think I'm not gonna stop until I go double. Like I want this extra money. I mean, in the summer, like it would be such huge help. Like I do this
Yeah.
full time, and I would be making more than my mom, and like helping pay for the bills in my house. So like it would be a huge help. And me going to go see my dad, like I was like, you know what? Getting that extra bonus, why not? I mean, let's just go for it. So I just finished yesterday. My goal was to finish for my birthday, but like something didn't go through. So then I
Mm-hmm.
just finished yesterday. So I was like, yay.
Yay!
Like it was
Time. You're doing great. I mean, that's why, like, when you're already pumped, we shouldn't stop anybody. Like, if you're ready for it and like you want it, go for it. We're right behind you. We're right behind you, supporting anybody else who's, Anya with Emerald, she's going diamond. Cami with Emerald, she wants to go diamond. Same thing with Nicole. A whole bunch of our team members. They're ready for it. They want the next promotion, and go for it. Do it. Don't stop, because the moment that you stop is the moment that you're gonna be like, you know what? I can take a break. Let me just stop. And we don't want that. If you feel you can do it and if you feel confident, we're here to support you.
Absolutely, Yami. And another thing is, don't ever reach your comfort zone. I know I reach my comfort zone at times. That's why I've been a double diamond for a while. It happens, and when you do this full time, sky's the limit because you're doing this on your own, and this is your full only income. And I'm so happy for you. Like, I almost cried when I heard you went diamond because I was so excited because I knew what your goal was behind it, to help your mom out and to go. I don't want to cry now. To go
Stop.
see dad, to go see your dad in Cuba. Like that's huge. That's so. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. I mean, I feel like, I feel like you become complacent at things, when you don't keep your goal in front of you. Like, I can show you guys, like, I literally, like, every single time that, like, last month, guys, like, when I was trying to promote, like, everything went wrong. That could go wrong. Everything went wrong. And, like, I got into the accident, like, my phone was stolen, like I got really sick, like, I had
I
a lot
remember
of
that.
personal
Remember
problems, and everything just, went wrong. And like, you have to look at yourself and say, like, you know what, like, I'm stronger than this. I'm stronger than anything that's gonna happen, and I'm stronger than anything that's coming my way. And like, me being in high school, I got a lot of crap from people because they were like, well, look at you, why don't you just go get our job? Look at you, why don't you just do this? And guess what? Like, just me thinking, like, I'm gonna go see my dad. It's been 12 years. I've never been able to spend Father's Day with him. Like, I'm gonna be able to go and, like, not be able to worry about those things and be able to buy myself something. Like, I never was able to do that. I used to tell Stephanie, like, I have to go to school with a broken backpack because I don't have money for that. I have to go to school with a torn shirt because I can't afford one. And like, people would make fun of me, but guess what? They look at me and they're like, "Oh, look at you, Yami, like doing this, like doing that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I was always doing it." You know, and it's okay. Like, and something that I learned, that I took away from overcoming all those obstacles, is that when you overcome everything, no matter how difficult it got, you really appreciate your inner strength and your ambition. You
Yes.
really respect yourself. Like, you're like, you know what? I could have gave up here. I could have gave up there, but I didn't. And then when I reached Diamond, it really wasn't about the money at all. It really, like, the money was like, yeah, awesome, but it really wasn't that. It was seeing that go from to 100%, seeing that change. Like, it was like, I did it. Like, no matter what happened, no matter what came my way, I did it. And seeing my family, like Stephanie was there when
And
my family saw it, like,
this gave me
seeing them,
goosebumps.
yeah, like, they just started crying and they were like, oh my gosh. And they never supported me in the beginning. And they just, you should have seen their face. Like, it was like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, like, she did this. Like, this is crazy. Like, I don't even know. And then I told my mom, like, the next day, I'm like, by the way, I'm going to for 15K now. She's like, stop. Like, like, you need to take a break. I'm like, no. I want to be rich. I don't care.
And it's because you really want it. And you have me here in tears because I know the struggles you've gone through. You've gone through so much. I mean, I know it. And you wanted to see your dad. And that was the main thing you told me when you first started. You weren't even a Ruby. You said you wanted to see your dad. You no longer wanted to have a book bag that you borrowed. You want to be able to go out and eat whenever you want to, wherever you want to. You want to be able to buy clothes, do things that you want to do things for your mom. You said my mom takes care of 7 kids and there's nothing I can do but work. You were working 2 jobs where with no air conditioner at one of your jobs, and you were struggling there, and you're like, this is not life. This is not what life is meant to be like.
I still
And
took
you
it.
took it upon yourself to move up in a company that has people over 18 years old, and you never once ever said to me, hey, I'm too young for this. People are not going to sign up under me because I'm too young. You never once gave me an excuse for anything. I told you on your days off to work 4 hours and you worked 8. I told you during when you have your job, knowing you had 2 jobs and studying for tests, and how many times you told me, I gotta let you go, I gotta study for a test, and you still worked 4 hours instead of 2 hours. You were up till 4 o'clock in the morning on Starbucks coffee. I don't know how many times to make sure your team was started. Okay? And it touches me because proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Uh,
Oh.
Stop, Lily. You guys are too much. I'm okay. I'm like the palest person here, so when I cry, I turn like super red. I can't. Okay, we gotta stay strong. Seriously. You
I
guys are
can't
too
help
much.
it because I mean I got to see you in person and you're just such an amazing person, an amazing leader. And I'm just
Stop.
Lily,
I know. I've never seen her like this. It's crazy.
I haven't seen Lily like this in a while.
sorry. I was happy like this for Stephanie when she went, she promoted and we've cried and we've had our moments. I'm sorry guys, I know we're live.
No.
I'm just
No, it doesn't
like,
matter.
because at the same time I feel that I was able to change someone's life. And to me that means more to me than the money. Changing lives. That's what's most important to me. But I want you to, go ahead and share some tips, share some information on how you got there. What did you do with your team to get you to Diamond in such a fast period amount of time?
Alrighty. So let's get this going. So first, I would want you to stop crying because you're like awesome. Take a moment, breathe.
I'm
You
going to
get this
stop
together.
crying. I'm going to drink some water. I'm putting it together.
Alrighty. Okay. So basically, when I first started working towards Diamond, it was in March when the double bonuses were out. I mean, that's really like, to be honest, when I really knew what I was going for. When I was like, okay, this is what I have to do. This is like what it takes. Like, let me make a plan. Like, I really went ahead and I just organized what I needed to do. And I was looking at my team, and at that moment, I had several distributors because I know that in January I went really crazy, and I said, I'm gonna bring a lot of people in, like I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna recruit, and then I went and I got a team going. Unfortunately, many people join the business not really knowing what they got themselves into, like not really fully committed, and they get started and then they're like, I don't want to do this anymore, and then they just quit, which is okay. You have to always run for yourself and believe in yourself. And when people see you leading by example, they will run after you. They will see you and they'll see, like, look at her doing this. Like, I want to do that. Like, why am I'm not, I always tell my team, like, I'm not any better than anyone here. We're all at the same level. Now, the difference between me and you is how hard you want to work, how skillful you want to get, how awesome, you want to be in this. Like, I don't want to stop until I get where I want to be. And I don't like feeling complacent. So at the beginning of March, I was still distributor rank, even though I joined the business in September. Like Lily had said, I was working two jobs until about December. And in December, um, it was really, really difficult for me because I hit this point in my life where it was Christmas. I didn't have money for gifts. I didn't have money for my car had broken down. I got fired from my job, one of my jobs. Everything was like crazy. And I was just like, you know what, Yami? Like, you need to get yourself together. Like, you need to be able to do this for your family and for yourself. And so I went ahead and I just started working the business. And that week of Christmas, I sold 4 boxes of wraps. So I made $400 in wraps cash, and that's how I bought Christmas gifts. And so, like, when I saw I could do that, I was like, you know what? Let me just focus on the business because I can make some really good money. And
You
so,
sound, not to cut you off, but you sound
yeah,
just like me. I
yeah.
remember when I first started, remember I told you I made money for Christmas. Sorry, I look terrible. I was crying. I'm like looking at myself. I remember when I first started and I was still in Mary Kay, I was testing the waters by selling Raps Cash during the holidays, and that's our slow season, right? Well, I sold over $600 in Raps Cash and decided, hey, I'm quitting Mary Kay and doing this fully. And then I went to it, got to work, and I went diamond. So that's exactly what you did. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. So that's literally was like my wake up call. It was kind of like like Lily said, it's always kind of slow. And I was like, this is slow? Like, you know
Mhm.
how hard I have to work to make $400 at KFC? Like a lot. Like I would have to work a lot, like 50 hours, and like she said, sometimes the air conditioning would be broken. It would be like 90 degrees there, and I would be like getting headaches and like about to pass out, and then you couldn't go home because if I went home, I wasn't going to be able to pay for my car insurance or for my car or for anything, and then my mom was going to be stressed out. And it was like a pile of things. And like, you know what? I just focused. And so in March, I reached out to Patrice, which is our awesome presidential diamond. She's like the sweetest person ever. And she told me, like, I reached out to her and I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I have like 10 distributors and I'm like not even executive. Like, what am I doing? And like, it was like around 12. And I messaged her and she's literally like, what? Like, she like went and she like beat me up pretty much. She's like, I'm gonna Google Hangouts you right now. And she Google Hangouts me and she's like, Yami, you see these little boxes? Yeah, they have to be at 400. And I'm like, that's it? Like, this is what I need to do? Are you serious? I was like, I just recruited like 30 loyal customers. I couldn't move them all. I was like, okay, reroute, breathe, let me do this. Okay, so then I just literally 2 days after I talked to Patrice, I went executive, which is two distributors on your team and they're each at 400 in volume. 2 days after I went executive, I went Ruby, or 3 days after I went executive, I went Ruby. And how I did that was Instagram. Um, I literally would get my phone. I'll show you guys. I would get my phone and I would just pull up like my Instagram and I would literally just go on this awesome thing called Explorer. I don't know if you could see it. And I would just go and follow people. That's it. I would put a 10-minute timer because every 10 minutes you can follow 50 people. So I would put a 10-minute timer, and every 10 minutes I was on my phone for 5 straight days while it was spring break and everyone was at the beach. I was on my phone all the time, following people, following people, following people, until I went from having like 1,000 followers at the beginning of the month to like 2,000 something, almost 3,000 at the end of the month. Like nonstop, just following people and posting pictures, guys. Like your business, every single time someone follows you, it's like you're giving them your business card and you're like looking and they're like, what does she do? What is that? Like, what is this crazy rap thing? Like, who is this girl? And like, my goal was pretty much like to get on everyone's phone screen. My goal was to be the person that they were looking at when they would open up their phone. So like that's what I did for literally 5 straight days. I would go to sleep at like 2 in the morning. People would be like, Yami, let's go to the beach. It's spring break. And I was like, shush, my spring break will be the rest of my life. Like I don't care to spend 1 week while next week you have to go back to working 40 hours and I'm here a full-time business owner. So like it was really much like a lot of sacrifices, a lot of me just going ahead and setting my goals and then accomplishing them. Once I went Ruby, I kind of had like a wake up call and it was like, okay, Yami, you're not going to be able to go diamond this month because there's only like 3 days left in the month and you still need like 6 or 7 or like 16 distributors or something crazy like that. So like the next month in April, um, I was really sad the first day of the month because I was like, oh my gosh, I just missed a 20K bonus. Like, my life sucks. I suck at life, blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, okay, here you go. Here's a 10K bonus extended. I was like, okay, Yami, like, get your shit together. Sorry for the word. I was like, you can't miss this bonus. Like, this is God telling you, like, get your crap together. Like, you already went Ruby. Double promoting is nothing. And, like, I looked at my chart and it was a whole bunch of empty boxes. And I was like, okay, that just means I have to work harder. And like my goal was to just I was working with Stephanie a lot more, and I would tell her, okay, Steph, I just got this person. Okay, Steph, I just got this person. Okay, where do I, let's do this person. Okay, let's this person. And it was like very fast. Like the momentum is what gets you to succeed.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
if I hadn't, like people were seeing like one person, two persons, three persons, and they were like, wait, I want to join her. Like, let's go where she's doing. Like whatever she's doing is obviously bringing people in. So like, that's how I started to like go, and we actually finished my diamond chart like the week before, I think. Like the Friday before.
You had like,
Um
I think you had like maybe like a week and a half left before the
I
month
had
was
like,
over to
yeah,
get
and
back.
I had like, I still was missing like one spot and like a lot of volume. And it was 2 days before the end of the month, and I'm like, okay, I'm like 4,000 in volume away. Oh, that's easy. Like I was like, whatever.
I
But
remember that Stephanie was
yeah.
telling me, and I was like, oh my gosh, she could do this. She could do this.
Yeah, we were like up until 2 in the morning, like teamwork. Like we were up until 2 in the morning, like just following people, literally like just going crazy. And then yeah, it just happened. Like the next day we were like, oh, we're 2,000. Oh, we're 700. Oh, we're 400. Oh, we're nine.
Mhm.
We were nine for a really long time. And
Yeah.
then and then yeah, and then it just happened, and it literally happened so fast that I was like, whoa. Like I blinked and I was diamond, and I was like, what did I do? Like I was sitting down this month and I was like, how did I do that? Like how did all this stuff happen last month? And I'm like, I really believed in myself. You could have sat me down and said, Yami, you can't do this. Like, you can't do this month. It's too much. And I would have been like, shut up. Take your negativity somewhere else. Like, I'm doing it. And just like you believing in yourself so much, like, that's the key to you being successful.
Yep.
Like, just saying, like, no matter what happens, no matter what life throws at me, this is my goal. And no matter what, like, that's gonna happen. Like, there's no other option. And like, that's it. Like, that's my tips to success. Definitely your Instagram. Look at your page. See if it's clean. If you look at the last three posts and you're like, I don't even know what I do for a living, you're doing something wrong. Screenshot it and send it to one of your leaders. I would love for you guys to send it to me. I don't mind. Um, so I could take a look at it. Like, definitely look at your Instagram. If your Instagram is slacking, your business is slacking. I remember Lily, when I first started, she was like, if you're not working your Instagram, you're not in business. And I was like, who isn't working their Instagram? Like, this is fun. Like, you're just posting pictures. Like, I'm getting paid for this. So
Sure.
like that's what literally like my biggest piece of advice is, like, just be really confident. Be so confident that you sound like you're throwing up excitement everywhere. Like when I talk to people, they're like, Yami, like, are you okay? Like, are you doing good? I'm like, I'm just so excited, like excited, and I just throw the word excited everywhere, and
That's
that
what
just
you
makes
should
people.
do. I always heard that when you tell people how excited you are, they get excited with you.
Yeah, like today, like we met with with the distributor Amber. She just signed up, super awesome, and like she was just looking at me like the whole time, like this girl's crazy. Like she just looks like she's off the wall. Like drank all the Starbucks in this building, like, and it's just like that excitement and positivity. Like imagine if you were meeting with someone and then they were like, I would really love for you to join my team. Like, this is an awesome opportunity. Like, you'd be like, gosh, I'm gonna go to sleep. Like, this person is so boring.
Mhm.
And, like, if I'm just over here throwing the word excitement everywhere, you're like, whoa, what's going on? Like, let's get me on this. Like, I wanna do this. So that's, like, my biggest piece of advice, especially when you get started and you don't know anything and you don't know what to say. Like, just sound really excited. So,
Thank
that's
you.
all I had.
I'm so proud of you. You touched a lot of people today because you definitely touched me, and I'm so very proud of you. You have come a long way, and You're so young. You're one of the youngest girls on the team, and you got your $10,000 bonus. I'm sure you feel so excited, and you're so close to earning your $15,000 bonus. That is $1,000 a month in just bonuses plus
I know.
commissions. So you're done. Next
I
month, you're gonna
calculated it.
be making. Next month, you're gonna be making $4,000 to $6,000 a month. How excited are you about that? At 18 years
I
old.
I remember when you first told me, like, oh, Yami, like, I make about, like, 4,000, 6,000 a month. And I'm like, I think God didn't make me rich because I can barely handle myself with $1,000. Like, I don't, like, I don't know what I would do with so much money. So, like, now, like, me thinking, like, I was actually, like, I'm really bad at math. So, and I think it's more emotional when you add it on the calculator, you're, like, looking and you're just adding numbers. Like, I recruited over, like, 16 people, like, in the total of the last 2 months.
Mhm.
Like, this month, I recruited so far 9 new distributors.
Mhm.
That's, like, a lot of money and faster qualification money. Like that's not even including like
Your
my commissions.
commission. Right, right. It's not including your commissions. Now, let
Like
me ask you, because I know everybody wants to know. How does this girl get so many distributors? So, so tell everybody how you get so many distributors being so young.
okay. Um, three things. The first thing, um, excitement. Really, like I'm not kidding. Like half of the time, especially when I started,
Take
fake it
notes,
till
guys.
yeah,
Take notes.
fake it till you make it, girl. Like I'm not kidding. Like people swore I was cashing out when I was barely making 300 a month. Like they swore like I was a millionaire in this business, like and it was just my excitement. When I went from being like, oh, I'm really like excited to like I am so excited, like I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna do this, like we can do this. Like people were like, whoa, what is she? She must be making a lot of money. Like she's so excited about what she does. That's the first thing I make sure that I put across. So as soon as I get on a call, I'm like, hi, get them on a call, guys. Like, if you have a potential distributor messaging you on Instagram, like they're reaching out to you, I always say, hey, love, shoot me a text, please. And I put a lot of emojis and smiley faces and my number. And then they shoot me a text, and I'm like, are you free to talk? Are you free to talk right now? They're like, yes, I am, or no, I'm not. They say, yes, I am. You call them ASAP. I don't care what you're doing. You walk away from whatever you're doing because they are ready to sign up. Because they said, yes, I'm ready to talk to you. So you better get on the phone. Don't even waste a minute. And if they say, no, I'm not, then you better be. Are you free tomorrow? Like, I don't even say, like, when are you free? Are you free tomorrow? No, you're not. Are you free the next day? Or- Like, until I get them booked on my week. Like, I want them now. Um,
What she's
if they
trying to
say
say, you
yes and I'm
guys,
on
is
the
you have
call,
to show urgency. One key to success is showing urgency for everything that you do.
exactly. That's the word. So as soon as you get them, like, on the call, you just want to go ahead and you want to think about the personality thing. Lily taught this to me and Steph a long time ago. The DISC, think of the people like either they're dominant, they're very social, they're very like, you know, like more family oriented, you know, not really out there. And then there's like the closed-minded person. So when you're talking to these people, you put them in a car and you say, okay, the dominant personality, they're the driver. They're the one that wants to take over the conversation. If I'm talking to them on the phone and I say, hi, how are you? I'm so excited to get on the phone with you. How are you doing? And then they're like, oh, I'm doing awesome. And I'm like, okay, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, hon? They're going to be like, well, I have a bachelor's in this and I'm this and all these accomplishments. I know at that point that I am sitting next to them in that driving in that car. I am going to let them tell me their attributes. Let them feel like a leader in that conversation. Because if I try to take control, they're gonna feel like, whoa, this person is like not letting me do my thing. Like they're so controlling. Like I can't be myself. Like you don't want to do that, right? You want to be the person that you're okay with them taking over too. So when you're talking to that person, you want to promote leadership. You want to promote team building. You want to promote, self-worth, independence, because I know that that's what calls my attention, and I'm a D type personality, dominant. Then there's the I personality. They're very social. When you ask them, tell me a little bit about yourself, they're going to be like, well, girl, I have a lot of friends, blah, 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 and like, I'm so excited to do this and that. And like, I have a little bit of that me too. So then I go ahead and I say, well, you know what, girl? You can work this off of your Instagram. Like, you can actually go ahead and build 90% of my business is from Instagram. They're like, what? Seriously? I'm like, yeah, seriously. And then they're like, oh, and what else? And I'm like, well, you can make Raps Cash. You can make party. Like, you can do a party and invite people and make some really good money, like having fun. And then there's the S personality who's more like family, which I'm also like that too. I like to appeal to all that's family too because my family was my why. So I make sure that I express to them like the reason why I joined was for my family, and I know your family is important to you. So I know that we can be good business partners because I love my family comes first. So does yours. Let's work on getting you and helping your family. And I keep things very simple for them. Okay? How you sign up, everything very, very simple. And then the last personality is the type of person that you'll ask them, tell me a little bit about yourself, and they'll be like, well, what do you want to know? They're very close-minded. And guess what? Those are the people that are probably asking you a bazillion questions. You answer every single one of them, but you take control of the conversation. Because if you let this person drive you up a wall with questions and you're not continuing that conversation, what you're going to do is you're going to like hit a stop, and it's just going to be them asking you, and you're going to turn into kind of like just sitting there like Google. You're not Google, okay? They wanted to know all this information and not have a personal interaction with someone, they would have just Googled it. But they didn't. They got on the call with you because they want a personal relationship as well. So you do have to be personal. Your why story is the second thing. Okay, so excitement, number one. Like Lily said, urgency with excitement is the perfect combination. The second thing is you having to, when you tell your why, you move people. Okay? When you tell your why, you might not think about this, but you're appealing to everyone. You're being personal. You're saying why you're doing something. You're telling them where you came from and how you got out of it. I had a call that I did with a distributor. 5 minutes. 5 minutes is what it took for that person to say, I'm ready to sign up right now. All I said was why I joined. That's all. All I said was why I joined. And they were like, so do you make money? I'm like, I went from making a $24 check to making $1,400. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, are you ready to get started? Are you ready for me to help you do that? And they're like, let's go. Got on my app, sign them up. Like, literally,
Awesome.
it's that simple. Everyone is different. People try to tell you, like, have a script for when you're talking to a potential distributor. Guys, they're people.
Yeah,
You don't have a script. You don't
Right.
have a script when you're talking to your friends.
Right.
No, right? You
Right.
don't. You're just being you. And you being yourself and sharing your why, sharing that excitement. People tell me, like, you love what you do. And I'm like, I love what I do. I really do. And they're like, wow, like, I want to feel that way. I don't love what I do. So, like, no matter what you think, even if you just made $25 in Raps Cash, when I used to make $25 in Raps Cash, girl, that was all over Instagram because
That's a
that
party.
was a big deal.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So,
Yami. I'm actually really, really proud of you because you covered a lot of things that I've taught you, which means you were listening, you were learning, you were training, and now you're able to
no.
pay that off on the team. So that's a perfect example on taking advice of your leaders and putting it
Yeah,
into action.
always listen. And that's the last thing, you have your excitement, you have your why story, you showing people what you love, and you listen. You listen to what they have to say. You take money out of your head for like 1 good minute and
Yes.
actually care about this person. Like Lily used to say, take some notes. I take notes
Mhm.
on these people. When you guys talk, I take notes. There's never too much to learn, and it's never too bad to hear something again, And when you're talking to these people, guys, just like when they're talking to you, make sure that you take some notes because at the end of the conversation, are you ready to get started today? I know you really want to work on this, and I know you really struggle on this, and I really want to help you with this. And use the feel approach, like if they're telling you objections, you better go right now, look up Sarah Robbins, and watch her objection
Feel felt
series
found.
because
And
yes,
feel
feel
felt
felt found. Look
found.
that, go ahead and do some
Mhm.
research because that will change your life and that will change your business. Because when people are objecting to you, if you're saying, I understand,
Mhm.
I understand what you're saying. Like, I felt like that. And this is what I found out. They're like, wow, like, she understands me. I'm not like, oh, you don't have the money? Get the money. You can do it. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm understanding this person's hardships because I was there too. When I joined the business, I didn't have any money. Okay? I took that out of my savings to start. And I did it, but guess what? That excitement and the reason why I joined was from the opportunity call with Stephanie and Lily because they made me feel important. And that's how you make people feel. So, how do I get distributors? Working my Instagram, feeling excited, sharing my story all the time. Every day I post a picture with something about my story. Every day. Because I want people to know why I do this. And I like to tell myself why I do this too. And
Yami,
that's it.
thank you so much. Sorry, it's because
No,
me
it's
and
cool.
Stephanie,
That's all.
we were taking up too much time, and I still have to talk to Stephanie, and Stephanie has to go, and so do I. I have an appointment at
Yeah,
8:30.
no, it's fine. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Okay, so Stephanie, I know we're gonna make it a little brief because I know you're busy, but how excited are you that you finally got to quit your job?
I
Okay,
know, I
you
know.
finally got to quit your job. You're doubling your income from your full-time job. You earn your $15,000 bonus. You you're gonna start going to school full time. You have a strong team. You've charted I don't know how many times for Diamond. So I want you to tell people your story. How many times you charted for Diamond? How many people you had to go through? Because there's people on the team who are like, oh, I have 3 people, but they're not doing anything. We've gone through many. Okay, how you didn't give up and how you almost gave up a couple of times, and I talked you out of it. If you would have quit, you would have never been able to accomplish what you've accomplished. And what was it that changed your life? What was it that clicked? What was it that you did to get to where you're at right now?
Well, first and foremost, I mean, in this business, there's going to be a lot of like ups and downs just because you're dealing with different types of people and you don't know really who's ready at the moment. What I've come to realize is that not everybody is going to have that same drive as you, and not everybody's going to want it just as bad. Some people just need that little bit of push, and like I said, not everyone is ready. Some people take a month for them to want to get the business start going. Some are just right there and then, and then they're like, I want it, I want it, I want it, and they claim for it. So I've actually charted for my Diamond, I can say about 3 times. I've had to change my chart around. Okay. I got Diamond last year. I actually missed my 10K bonus for a very simple mistake, and that completely got me discouraged. Why? Because for me, I was like, I can't believe I just missed out on a $10,000 bonus. So yes, I was very sad at that time, and I kind of wanted to quit and give up. After talking to Linda and Patrice, I was like, you know what? I'm not really doing this for the money. Yes, the money is great, but I'm doing this because I'm trying to get out of my situation that I'm in. Like, I'm starting to be passionate about this. I used the product before I even began to sell it. I was at a point where I was feeling really, really uncomfortable with myself. I didn't feel like I was as pretty or as comfortable as I could be. So the fact that the products changed my life and I felt more comfortable around my significant other, around my family, my friends, and I was able to be me and not hide myself under a shell or under something else, I was like, you know what, like I need to, like how Yami said, you kind of need to take out the money out of your mind for just that quick second and really see the purpose of it. You know, my why story is the only reason why I never quit. You know, I don't know if this is a Hispanic thing, but a lot of Hispanics, like myself, we struggle a lot when it comes to being financially stable. You know, my parents are 50, they don't own a home. You know, it was paycheck to paycheck. You know, there's times where I wouldn't even eat just because I didn't want to ask them for money. You know, I've been working since I was 14 years old. I'm going to be 25 in August. So while all my friends are playing out and, you know, going out to parties, I'm working. You know, I was working. I had to grow faster than I wanted to. So when I found out this business and, you know, I didn't have any sales experience, I've just worked at retail when I was in high school for a few months in the summer, and that was my only sales job and didn't really sell much, and then every other job was office jobs. So Linda kind of put me under her umbrella, and she, you know, she was queen of Mary Kay. She would sell ice to an Eskimo. She would comment you that you're like, I need Mary Kay now. So she taught me a lot of her techniques, and at points I just felt like I couldn't do it. And you know, I put all my fears aside, and my fears were, can I get loyal customers? Can I get distributors? Can I succeed? Because I don't know what I'm doing. So when I put that aside, my business started going a lot better. And like I said, I was more into helping others, and I was more into my why story. And that's what really, really helped me. So after I went Diamond, I had to go ahead and rechart all over again because my team just fell apart. And then I got in the point where I was like, great, I'm here again in step one. Like, what the hell do I do? So I worked my social media. You know, the only advice I can give is social media, just because that's the one thing I'm very good at. And then I began to stop being a seller. Okay? When you are on Instagram and you are being a seller, you're not going to get no one. Okay, when you're on Instagram and you're sharing your results, you're sharing others' results, you're sharing the products, you're sharing your lifestyle, that's when things are going to go good for you. Why? Because you stop worrying about being a seller. Now you're worried about sharing the products. So when you're sharing your products and when you're telling everybody excitement, like, I can't agree more with Yami in that. Every time I talk to someone, whether I'm on the other end, mad as hell, for whatever reason, I'm texting you and you think I'm the happiest person alive. You think that I'm having a ball talking to you, and it's probably not even like that. But that's how I feel that it should be. Why? Because when you're excited, there's no reason why the other person would need to feel in doubt or need to feel fearful. A lot of people don't join the business because they're afraid to be alone. They're afraid not to succeed. They're afraid to, you know, not get these customers. Sometimes I hear all the time, hey staff, I'm having so much trouble, you know, I'm not getting distributors, I'm not getting loyal customers, you know, what do I do? And what you need to do is you need to be excited. You know, you need to stop being fearful. And that's one mistake that a lot of people do. I've done it. I've done it plenty of times. I remember in the beginning, I would talk to Lily and Patrice all the time, like, I'm not getting DTs, I'm not getting DTs, I'm getting loyal customers, but I'm not getting DTs. What am I doing? What am I doing? And how was happening? I was so worried about it. I was so worried about getting distributors that I wasn't focusing on what was important. And what was important was sharing everything that I knew, my results, like I said, my clients, my, you know, Rob Cash. I went from getting $100 from my commission in September 2013. I got $101 in my commission and about $300 in Rob Cash, which I was like, hell yeah, now I'm able to put my gas, buy food, and I don't need to use my paycheck. And that's all I really wanted, not to use my paycheck. And then when I started growing my business, I was like, wow, now I'm getting $200. Now I'm getting $400. Now I'm getting $600. I'm like, this is going good for me. So I work in an office where the environment's super stressful, and it takes a toll on our behavior because when we're under a lot of intensive stress, we tend to take it at home. We tend to take it on our business, on our friends, family, etc. So I didn't want to work a 9 to 5 anymore. I felt I was losing all my brain cells there. I felt like life was more than just sitting on a computer and working for someone. I'm like, I'm putting all my heart and soul into something for someone else's business to high rise. Like, what am I getting off of this? I'm not getting any benefits, no 401k, no nothing. Like, what am I doing here? I'm such a smart person. Like, I'm wasting my brain cells here. And I don't want to struggle. Like I said, my mom is the same way. You tell my mom about Chanel, Louis Vuitton, she's like, ¿qué es eso? Like, what is that? So there was times where we've moved so much from house to house because it's just instability. And like, my parents only finished middle school. I'm the first one in my family to actually go to a university and get a bachelor's, get a master's. I know my parents are like so happy, but I do it for them. I've seen them struggle so much. Like my parents, as parents, you want to try to give your children everything, and when you can't, it's like a burden to them, and then like how Yami, like she didn't want to ask her mom for a new book bag. I didn't want to ask my mom for a new cell phone. Like if everybody had the most up-to-date cell phone, I was like, you know what, I'm okay with a flip phone. Like, I don't even care. There was Christmases that people would come to school like, oh my god, look at my Christmas tree, and I'm like, okay, I had no Christmas presents, had no birthday presents, no nothing, and it wasn't always like that. I've been a very lucky child that I've had the love of my parents, but there was just times where it wasn't what I wanted, and then I look at it and I'm like, I can never do that to my own kids. Not that I need to spoil them, but if I couldn't get what I wanted, I want to make sure my generation can. And you kind of want to break that cycle. I have some friends in Baltimore who live in a very bad neighborhood, and their goal is to take out their family from there, so they don't end up in the streets and in prison or in jail. So everybody has different reasons for joining the company, and that's what I love. We're all united as one, whether our goal is different or not. Like, we just want change for ourselves. And with this business, you can do it. And what I like about this business is that what you're going to get paid is for the amount of effort you're going to give in. Some people are like, hey, Steph, like, why am I not making 5 figures, or why am I not making 6 figures? My answer to you is, how hard are you working your business? Like, how bad do you want it? I had a meeting with one of my distributors and her new DT and a friend, and I asked her, hey, do you sit in the toilet and do you get on Instagram? She's like, yeah, I do that all the time. I'm like, oh, me too, and I get paid for it. She's like, huh? I'm like, yeah. There's times where I'm in the toilet before I shower, not doing anything nasty, just in the toilet, looking at my Instagram, scrolling, and I start adding people, and I start following people, and I start commenting people, I love your hair, I love your dress, you're gorgeous, you're pretty, oh my god. And people start commenting me back, and people start following me back. People start, sending me direct messages and writing to me on my Google Voice through text messages, wanting to know, how am I doing this? Why? Because I'm just sharing. If you look at my Instagram, I am not saying, hey, come and buy wraps for $59. I'm saying, check out these results. I am so excited because look at what they're doing with just 45 minutes. I'm not telling you not to go to the gym. I'm not telling you to starve yourself. I'm not telling you to supplement your meals at all. I'm telling you to enhance your results. Look what you can do. And I just share that. I'm very excited. Like I said, that's the key. And if I go blitzing, which we used to do a lot, me, Linda, and a few of our team members, I would go blitzing, and we'd be there for about 2 hours. We would talk to people, and I would feel like the Spanish ladies at the mall trying to do your eyebrows. Like, mi amor, dame ese tu ceja, and then you're like walking away from them like, no, and they're like following you down the mall. That's how I felt. So not that I would get discouraged, but I'm like, oh my god, like, come on. And I'd be there for hours, wasting my time. I'm not going to say don't blitz. Everybody does things that are different. You know,
Just do it throughout your day.
yeah, you know, you went to the mall and you blitzed.
Yeah, I have it on, and they'll ask you like, "What is that?" And that's it. Like you
Girls
just,
love bling. Girls love bling. So
yeah.
you see a bling, they're
So
like,
just
what is
keep it
that?
simple. Yeah. You
But
don't have to like go up to people like you said. Like you don't have to do that. You just
people will come up.
this like people exactly. People will come up to you. They'll be like, "What is that?" And then that's it. You just blitzed.
Like how she said, look at your Instagram, and in your Instagram, see what you're doing. So this one's mine. So you see, I have a picture of myself, I have a picture of
Oh.
my baby nephew, I have a picture of a guy rapping, and then I have a picture of me being able to share moments with my godson and baby cousin that I couldn't do if I worked a 9 to 5. If I worked a 9 to 5, I'd be sitting right next to Linda in a cubicle, banging my head against the computer like, why am I here? You know? So I'm not doing that anymore. Why? Because I'm taking risk. I'm not in my comfort zone. When you're staying in your comfort zone, you're not going to be able to expand what you're capable of. Okay? And that's what I noticed. I was a lot in my comfort zone. Like if I felt comfortable doing something, I would stick to it. I wouldn't go outside the bubble. When I started going outside the bubble and saying, you know what, let me be a risk taker. You know, what am I going to lose? It's when things were going great for me. And that's what I suggest everybody to do. Same thing with distributors. Try to get them on the phone, sound excited. You know, we have this whole new BOGO, you know, for distributors. You join by tomorrow at 7 a.m., I think it is, and you get 2 boxes of wraps. So you're making about $240 wrap cash. You have 4 sample gels. You have the fab wrap. You have your marketing tools. You have your website for $99. Okay? I posted that, and I have 4 potentials that I'm meeting one up now at 8. So I'm able to do that and work my business my hours, and that's what I love. You know, you don't have to be on the phone 24/7, you know, nothing like that. But if you're working your business at least a good 4 to 5 hours, there's no reason why you shouldn't succeed. If you're on your Instagram, like again, that's the only thing I can really preach about because that's what I'm good at and that's what I do. Instagram. It's so easy. It's free. Okay, you can talk to anybody in the U.S. Okay, you can talk to people in Florida, you can talk to people in California, anywhere. And most of our team members are Spanish. We're Hispanics, okay? This past week on the retreat, Corey and Patrice were telling us, like, you guys are like the HispanicBomb.com from our team. Like, we're all full of like gringos or, you know, African Americans, and like nobody knows Spanish. Like, besides desayuno, I don't know Spanish. You know, that's all I know. So it's funny, but it's so true. Like, we have Spain, we have Puerto Rico. Like, there's a lot of Hispanics in the United States, and we need to take advantage of that. Like, we are limiting ourselves to our resources, and we need to stop doing that. You know, we are having meetings, we have conference calls, we have webinars. Take advantage. Take advantage of that because a lot of teams don't have that. And we were talking a lot to people in different teams, and they're saying, conference calls? Webinars? We don't do that. We don't waste time doing that. You know, and me and Lily are looking at each other like, but we do a lot of that. You know, we do a lot of training. So the fact that we have that, take advantage of it. You know, there's times that we do these webinars and me and Lily look back and only 3 people are watching it. And that's, you know, that's okay because those 3 I'm sure want it more than ever. But if we're helping you grab money and we're building this little home for you, just walk in with us, you know. Some people have been discouraged because they haven't earned bonuses, and you know, I understand because at one point I felt discouraged too. But you need to get back up and you need to claim your goal. You know, I didn't get a $10,000 bonus, okay? And to me that's so important because my family depends on that. You know, like, I'm trying to give a better life for my family, for my parents. You know, I was able to pay off their car to give them one less debt to worry about. And I'm so thankful for this business because I'm able to do that. So I kept pushing. You know, I could have said, hey, you know what, F this. This is not for me. But look, you're not doing labor. You're not in the hot sun. You're not at, like, Yami at a KFC. You're not doing any of that. You're in fresh air. I'm in my bed right now, okay, working my business. I can see that Yami's in her bed right now working her business. Linda's in her office working. Okay, I was in my PJs
Yeah,
yesterday.
I'm actually in my office working my business. Put you guys on pause because I'm signing up a distributor and signing up another distributor after that.
You see, it's so easy.
It's so easy,
So
definitely. You guys can
hard
do
for
this.
no reason, like if you need help closing distributors, call your upline, call me, call Linda, call Yami, call whoever, talk to one another. Like, we're all a team, whether it's in Dawn's team, whether it's in whoever's team, that we're not directly underneath one another. We're all a team because we're all working together. So if you're having troubles, contact us. I learned something new every day. I even asked Yami yesterday, I'm like, girl, you are on fire. Like, what is going on here? Like, let me your body and your brain for a day. So I'm learning things from everybody. And that's what I love about it. Like, we're all sponges. And you have to adapt more than anything. You have to adapt. You have to love what you do. You have to be passionate. If you're passionate, it's going to be so much easier for you. Trust me. Because it's just gonna flow. It's just gonna flow. It's like a relationship. When you really love someone, it comes out great. But when you're in a relationship and you're half-assing it, you're gonna get a half-assed job out of it. So work that with your business. Some of you guys have jobs and you hate your jobs, but you wake up every morning, you get dressed, you drive over there, you commute, and you're there for 8 hours, and you're hating life, but you're doing it. Why? Because you need the money. So if you're able to work this business your own hours, do it at your own pace, and make money out of it by just being on your phone, there's no reasons why you cannot do this. Okay, there's no reasons. There's people doing this business who are 40, who are 50, who are 60, who are 17, turning 18. You can do it. You just have to want it, and if you want it, we're here to help you. The bonuses are great, but that's not the only thing that the company has to offer. You can do your wrap cash, and I think if you focus a lot on your bonuses, you miss out on the reason why you joined. So again, remember your why. Every time you feel like giving up, or every time you think it's getting a little hard, remember your why. I mean, like I said, I had to chart Diamond 3 times, and let me see if I have a Diamond chart here, so you guys can see the complexity of Diamond that's written on. Okay, so this is a Diamond chart.
But what's really cool is that Diamond is 3 people. 3 people, like repeating 3 people over and over. So it'll happen. Like, if you work together, it's working in threes. So,
So I have to do that.
Not everyone has the luck. Yeah.
And you don't give up. You don't give up. Okay, why? Because there's no reason why you need to give up on this business.
Because you love it.
Yeah, like I said, if you're outside in the sun and it's hot as hell, and you're in Miami where it's 100 degrees, and you're sweating, or you're flipping burgers or making fried chicken, then I can tell you, what, maybe this is not for you. But the fact that it has nothing to do with that, and you can, like I said, you can do it on your phone, you can go out and talk to people. And with blitzing, don't say, I'm going to go blitz. Say, I'm going to make friends. Okay, I'm going to make new friends. Make it fun. Don't make it challenging for yourself. Make it something that's
just
fun.
Go, yeah. Go about your day. Like, you don't need to, like, set aside time to go blitzing. Because, like Steph said, like, Instagram, it's not that it's the only thing we're good at. It's that it's the most effective thing. Like, why waste your time trying to go up to 200 people in 1 hour? You can't. But you can follow 200 people in an hour. So, like, just do it.
You can't follow people in California. You can't follow people in Texas if you're blitzing in Miami.
Yeah.
You're limited.
Exactly. And, like, Patrice gave me a really good example today that, like, I feel like I have to say this because it literally, like, really, like, made me realize why following people is so important. When you're following people, let's say you're a store owner, right? And you have the same people coming into your store all the time, and they're window shoppers. They're not going to buy anything. Well, don't you want new people looking at your business? So that's why you follow people, because you're having new people look at your business that maybe have never seen it before and don't know what you do. But if you have the same people looking at your stuff all the time and you have the same 200 followers, you're not going to go anywhere. You're not, because they already made up their mind. So I think that that's, like, the best way, like, to end this. Get off the webinar and go follow people and go
Fun.
post.
Like, I remember when I went to Naples, I was telling all you ladies, like, make your Instagram fun, add music, add Flipgram. And I only had to say it one time for everybody on Yami's team to do it. Okay? Everybody on Yami's team, I tell them, put your story at least once a week. Okay? Let your new followers know who you are. Okay? Let your new followers know why you started this business. Let your new followers know how simple it is to apply a body wrap. Because I've had people tell me, am I going to die? Are you guys gonna kill me? And I'm
Do
thinking,
you have to wrap me? Like, do I have to go to you? Like,
I don't like you touching me, please. And I'm like, okay, so I'm telling them, make it fun. Not saying that you have to be you, of course, but make it fun, make it you. And one Instagram that I'm super in love with is Jaylene. I went to her page and I just, her videos. She's putting pictures of men who are rapping, which is super important because a lot of men are like, this is not a guy. I think this is a chick thing. So a lot of guys kind of like stand off of it. So her Instagram, I loved it. There's a lot. I mean, everybody on your team, I love their Instagram. Dawn makes it super creative. She starts putting pictures of her doing T-shirts, her doing shoes. She makes shout-outs for everybody who's new on her team. She's showing appreciation to her team, and that's another thing that's going to catch people's attention when you're appreciating your distributors, when you're appreciating your team members, because now they feel like a family. And fear is one thing that a lot of people kind of hesitate to join the business. When they feel fearful, they're like, maybe this is not for me. So if they're trusting you and they're seeing that team members are being able to trust you, it's going to be a lot easier. So appreciate your team, give shout outs. Even if they're not on your team but we're in the same circle, shout them out. Like, I'm so excited for Yami winning her 10K bonus. Like, she's a young high school student. She has a dream. She has a vision. She made it. I'm so excited. I can't wait to be in her place. Even though you may feel your accomplishments are tiny, they're not, because someone at the end of the screen relates to you. Okay, I'm reading the chat and I've seen people say, I'm crying right now with them. Oh my God. Why? Because they relate. You touched them here. Okay, you didn't touch them here. You touched them here. And this is more important than this because that's how they're going to join, because they're relating to you. They're like, oh my God, like, this person's amazing, like, she did it, I can do it, or he did it, I can do it. So try to, shift your words. Don't sound like a salesperson. Shift your words. Say the same thing, but in a different way. And watch how much your business is going to boom, My Instagram, too, go for it. Look at it. A lot of people tell me that they love my Instagram. So look at it. Take any of my pictures. You can write what I say verbatim. I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to go to your house. I'm not going to say, oh, my God, you're stealing my stuff. No. We're here to help everybody. So check it out. Try to drift from being that robotic person, that robotic salesperson. Some people are fearful to show their family on Instagram. Then don't show them. Don't show them your family. But if your daughter's in ballet, put the shoes of ballet. Thanks to this business, I'm able to, put my daughter in extracurricular activities and let her know that, she doesn't have to be at home all the time on TV, or she's able to do things that she loves. Stuff like that. And just let people relate to you. If people relate to you, that's how you're really going to go ahead and succeed in this business.
Thank you, Stephanie. So we went a little over the time. I just got a new distributor who's gonna watch this. Thank you.
Yay!
It's actually insane today. I got 2 last night. Just got a distributor now. I am gonna sign up another one, finishing eating with her boyfriend, and I'm actually going to an appointment to sign up another one. So that's so exciting. So this new Bogle deal thing that we have going on for distributors, you guys, take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. People who wanted to be loyal customers of mine that saw me post this on Instagram have been calling me that they want to be distributors. Okay? So take advantage of this, you guys. Don't make the excuse that I can't get distributors. If you have the confidence in you...
Wait, let's take a picture. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. My DT is waiting for me at Starbucks across the street, and I don't want...
Wait, take a picture. Take a picture. Ready?
We love you.
1, 2, 3.
What did you say, Yami?
I'll take a picture.
You want to take a picture?
Ready? 1,
Okay, go
2,
ahead.
3. Okay, bye.
I love you.
I was like,
Thank you so much for everybody.
Congratulations, girls, on your bonuses. I'm so happy for you. We're all excited for you. All right, guys, take advantage of this BOGO deal. Get what you need done. If you have any questions, post them in the chat. We will answer them for you. Love you guys. Have a great evening. Bye.